I'm back. Again, I am Sarah. If you're new here, I am an assistant professor and currently a graduate student in a PhD program for curriculum and instruction with a focus on educational technology. So I thought that I would give you a little peek into some of the school supplies that I purchased. And some of this is different than maybe what I would have originally done because I started this summer of 2020, when the world was on fire and all the classes went online. I was teaching online, and I realized that I was going to be learning in a different way than I had expected. My program was only supposed to be a few classes online, with most of it being face to face, and at least for the foreseeable future, all of my classes are now online. And if you've been following along with me, you know that I have ADHD and I thrive on a schedule. I always have a hard time in the summer as a teacher because I don't have as much of a schedule. And this semester, I'm only going to be teaching synchronously on Mondays and asynchronously the rest of the time. My two classes that I'm taking are synchronous, which is great, but I wanted to make sure that what I purchased to help me with school would help me stay on top of things, stay organized, and help me manage some of the symptoms of my ADHD. So, what did I get? I want to be very upfront with you and acknowledge that I had the privilege of being able to spend some real money on some of these things. I'm viewing it as part of my school costs, an investment in my future, and they are things that I can also use while I'm teaching online, which will be helpful for my professional life as well. And so far, I'm really happy with my purchases. So the first thing that I got was actually before I realized how online everything was going to be. So I got just regular old notebooks, but I really like these ones I found on Amazon. I got a pack of 3. They say little things on them. That wasn't why I got them. I do think they're cute. I like that they have this elastic that helps keep them closed. My original plan was it was a pack of 3, was to use one for summer semester, one for fall semester, and one for spring semester. They have dividers, and these dividers are movable. So I can decide how much of the notebook I want to divide out, which is really nice because a lot of those like 5 subject notebooks don't allow you to do that. And I was thinking that each section could be for notes from a different class. And so that is what I did over the summer. It worked. But one of the problems that's always been for me with notebooks is I take the notes, I maybe review them for the test, but what I realized was in a PhD program, you're taking notes on things that you might need to use when you're writing your dissertation years later, or might be relevant in another class. This summer, I took a class on qualitative research, and I know I'm going to be doing research in different classes throughout my time at school. And so I want to be able to find the information that I need. And finding it, this would help a little bit, having a different one for each semester, and that helps a little bit, but it's still not easy. And I started watching some videos about tips for getting organized for grad school, and I saw a lot of people were using an iPad Pro. I have a Mac and I have an iPhone, but I had never I have a small iPad I got from work, which has been okay, but I never loved it. But I saw these videos on the iPad Pro, and so I decided to get one for a few different reasons. So here's my iPad Pro. I have just a little cover on it that can be used as a stand. I think it's really cute. It has a little holder for the Apple Pencil, which is my magnetic anyway, but I actually like that it has the little spot for it to slip into because I did knock it off the magnet a few times when carrying it around. And I have a Paperwhite screen protector on it. And let me explain. So for an iPad Pro, what is awesome is, I think there's another version of iPad that you can get this for too. But I figured if I'm going big, I'm going big. Got the iPad Pro and I got the larger size so that I could hand write my notes but still have them digitally. Research shows, and I know it to be true for myself, that if you handwrite notes, you're more likely to retain the information. So I wanted to maintain that. I like taking notes. I like writing notes. And I like being able to kind of arrange things on the page in ways that takes too much time when I'm typing while sitting in class or while reading my note or reading a book. So I also researched some apps. I chose Notability. I'll talk about some of the apps on my iPad in another video. With this app, this is crazy to me. Like, technology is just blows my mind. You can actually search your handwritten text and it will find what you were writing about. And in Notability, you can record the audio of like a lecture, and it will keep track of what was being said in the lecture while you were writing that specific note. So it syncs up. I haven't played with that part too much yet, because my live classes just started this week. I think that that has a lot of potential. The other thing, when I was debating the iPad, I was talking with my therapist and I was like, I don't know, like, is it too much? Is it too extravagant? Am I being impulsive? That is something that can come along with ADHD. And she's definitely not a techie person. She uses a flip phone. But she said, from what you're telling me, it sounds like this means there'll be less paper in your life. And I was like, yeah, actually, because I can put my PDFs on here as well, and I can mark them up in the app as well. And she was like, when you talk about how your organization is and how cluttered your house can get or your office can get, I think anything that can help you cut down on the just physical paper would be beneficial. Absolutely. That was like sold. When she said that, it was kind of like giving me permission. Not that I needed her permission, but it also really showed me that it's not just that I want a fun new toy. Like, there is a legitimate use for this in my life. And even if you don't have ADHD, like, paper, it's a lot. It's also, in my mind, it'll be more sustainable over the course of my entire PhD program. I don't have a good printer at home. I don't want to spend the money on ink. And if I was printing out all of my articles and things to take notes on, because I do like to do it tangibly, it would be terrible. The screen protector that I have, the Paperwrite, is meant to make the screen feel more like paper. So when I'm using my Apple Pen, it feels like I'm writing on paper, or closer than it did when I didn't have the screen protector on. I love it. It also makes it more of a matte surface, so it's not showing up all of my like fingerprints and things, which is always something I don't like about my phone or other touchscreen surfaces. So far, really happy about it. I also really like to use different color pens and things when I take notes, so having all of that built in is fun for me. And you can actually move text around. I don't know, I'll tell you all about these apps on another video. I also am using a MacBook Air. It's only a year old, so I didn't buy it specifically for grad school, but it is what I have. And that's going to be incredibly useful. Because I want to take my notes on my iPad, I'm using the computer to be my camera for my web conference meetings, or I'll pull up a textbook on my computer if it's an ebook and then take notes on my iPad Pro. The other reason why I got the large iPad is that you can do side-by-side apps. And so if I don't want to have my computer in front of me, I can have the textbook open on one side of the screen and my note-taking area on the other side of the screen, which makes it really convenient. And if we're ever allowed to travel again, that'll be really beneficial to carry one device around that'll do both things. There's a deal, or was a deal, I don't know if it's still going on, for if you're buying for school purposes, where there was a discount of, I think, like $100 on the iPad, and then you also got free AirPods. So I got AirPods, and I don't know where they are right now, which was always my fear of AirPods, was that I would lose them. Though I have not lost like a single one, which is what I really thought would happen. I've lost a little case. I haven't left my house because we're in a pandemic, so I know they are here, and I know I will find them. So wish me luck on that, and when I do, I'll talk a little bit more about that. So far, I really do enjoy them, and I've found that they work really well. They are also going to add to my grad school experience. Of course, I have pens and highlighters. Oh, and last but not least, I got myself a planner. I'm constantly buying new planners. If you have ADHD, I'm sure you have also fallen into that trap. I decided to go with the Clever Fox Weekly Planner Premium Edition. It's rose gold. It's just so pretty. But what I really liked about this is, A, it's undated. I like this because sometimes I get off track and I stop using my planner for a little while. And I like to be able to just jump back in and not necessarily have wasted pages. So I can just kind of pick it back up where I left off. I could also start it at the month that I bought it in and not have to like figure out if I'm getting it in January or in July and all of that other jazz. So that was really good. The other thing that I really like about it is that it has prompts in here, and it's aimed at some goal setting. I don't know if I'll use all of the goal setting stuff in here, but I do like that it makes me kind of like refocus myself each week, each month, and then even every 3 months. It kind of asks you to look ahead and look back and keep working to those bigger goals in your life. It's not cheesy, it's not over the top. It's all very basic, but it's laid out in a way that I think can help you make some plans for yourself and keep track about whether you're on track for them or not. It has a habit tracker area built right in. I guess the last thing I was gonna say is, so I'm not gonna necessarily use these for notes in the same way anymore. I will probably keep one of them just to be kind of general notes that are maybe more like questions and things that I don't think need to be like saved in the same way in my digital notes. And I also need to keep like a research journal. And so as I do research, I'm keeping track of that type of stuff. And a lot of that journal is a little bit more observations, quick things. And I won't necessarily always have my iPad or something like that with me. For that, I also think I don't want to be on a screen all the time. I'm teaching online, I'm learning online. If I want to hang out with my friends, we do it online. Everything's online right now, everything's on a screen. So I want one part of my life, in addition to my planner, to be paper and be more tactile. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up using these for. The other thing is they're like a nice hard cover, really nice rings. Like the quality on this, I was really, really impressed. They were a little pricier if I remember correctly, but I do think I got my money's worth in them. I really liked these notebooks. I have a link in the description to my Amazon storefront where I will link to as many of these products I talked about today as possible. And I really hope that this is helpful. I'd love to know what you are using for school. I don't think this is just for grad school. I think it could work for high school, for undergrad, or for just your personal life if you have a lot going on. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It really does help me out a lot as I try to build my channel. I am posting on average once every 10-ish days, so I will not inundate you with content all about teaching, learning, living life with ADHD, and educational technology. So if those things interest you, then please follow along, find me on Instagram, and leave me a comment down below about what your all-time favorite school supply is. What's that one thing that you had to have every year when you started school? For me, it was always like my new clean notebooks. Like I love a completely clean slate notebook to start writing in. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy. Talk to you next time.